Life is like one big game. It's a battlefield, it's player versus player, every man for himself. And every one of these players possesses a mind with infinite power, and this can work either for or against you. You either control your mind or it controls you. Now, if you're new to my channel, this is my book of agreements. These are little agreements that I write to myself every single day. And these are the seeds that I've sown throughout the success I've built. And I'm going to read to you my second agreement that I ever wrote because this is incredibly relevant to this entire concept. And this agreement is called Never Allow Your Mind to Betray You. It goes like this. One's mind can be their own biggest enemy or the most powerful soldier on the frontline battlefield of life. External influences can fluctuate, working both for and against you with the most powerful of forces. These you cannot control. The days on which everything appears to be going wrong, where it seems as though the universe is conspiring against you with every inch of its being, you are left with one tool and one tool only, your mind. Once you allow your own mind to betray you, the last fragment of control you once had is gone for eternity and your destiny lies outside of your own beckon. Your mind has the capacity to destroy infinite enemies or allow a singular enemy to destroy you with the click of a finger. Your mind can turn the most treacherous of demons into unlimited internal power, but only if it is on your side. You must have full control over your own mind 100% of the time, because 99% allows the enemy an entry point, and once they are in, the cancer spreads and takes control. There is no conquest too big if your mind believes. Never allow your own mind to betray you. Now, when I refer to enemies in this agreement, I'm not talking about people or things. I'm talking about experiences, emotions, adversities, challenges, setbacks. And this is the law of the universe. Your mind controls your thoughts. What you think is directly correlated to how you operate your own mind. Now, your thoughts control your assumptions. Assumptions are just your beliefs. And whatever you believe is going to manifest into physical reality for two reasons. Number one, if you truly believe something. For example, if I believe that every single person I come across is evil, they have ill intentions, then I'm going to act in accordance with that belief and I'm going to draw that in and attract that more than anyone else. Number two, you also put that energy out into the universe, and so you do create it, and then that manifests into reality. And so whatever you tell yourself with your own mind, it's going to come true, period. It is going to manifest. But on the flip side of this coin, your mind has the ability to destroy infinite negative forces. It can destroy infinite negative forces, or it can allow one force to destroy you. And so I want to use a really powerful analogy here. Think of a horse, a big stallion. It's got huge legs, big muscles. It has a capacity to run at insane speeds. It'll outperform any human being. Now, you take this stallion and you put it in a field in your backyard. There's fences around it, and you allow it to operate under its own merit. Whatever it wants to do, you allow it to do. You don't train it, you don't teach it to control its own power. This stallion possesses infinite power, but without the correct control over it, without the right constraints, without the right parameters, it can do more good. It can do a lot more bad than it can good. And so you may allow this stallion to roam free. You walk around it, it kicks you in the head, it knocks you out. It eats all of the food and the plants growing in your garden because you haven't trained it and restrained it. Now, if you put time into constraining this stallion, training it how to operate, telling it exactly what you want it to do, and teaching it and reinforcing it how to behave to fit your reality, this stallion now has the capacity to not just do good, but allow you to achieve what you want to achieve using that stallion. You can now use this stallion to ride through the valleys of any country you so desire, to cross territories, to travel. You can use it to escape negative situations. You can sit on this stallion and use it as a horse. But the way that we dictate whether this stallion uses its power for good or whether he uses it for bad is through the way that you train it. And your mind is no different. Your mind is a muscle. It's just like doing bicep curls in the gym. It's just like continuously writing out new hooks for Instagram reels. You are training a muscle. Your mind is a muscle. And when you go to the gym and you do bicep curls to get bigger arms, you understand that it's uncomfortable. It hurts. A lot of the time you don't want to do it. But when you are in the gym, you have the capacity to override your natural instinct of avoiding pain and avoiding discomfort because you know you are doing this for the greater good of yourself. You're operating from a place of self-interest. And so the really interesting thing about this is your mind doesn't care about your goals. When you're in the gym, do you think your mind gives a fuck about getting bigger arms, or do you think it cares about avoiding the pain that you're putting yourself through? I mean, when I get to the end of my sets, I do not want to continue. Not a single part of my mind says this pain feels good and I want to endure more of this. And this is because we are wired for survival. We are not wired to achieve goals and attain fulfillment and fall in love. We are wired to survive. At the end of the day, we are all animals. Everything we do from a very natural and animalistic, intrinsic place is for survival. And this is super interesting because when you stop and think about it, ask yourself, how many times have I allowed my own mind to betray me? Every time you sit there and procrastinate, every time you go and eat a shitty piece of food filled with processed sugar, you're allowing your mind to betray you. And this isn't because your mind is trying to destroy you, it's quite the opposite, it's trying to protect you. But we are conscious beings and we have the capacity to override our natural instincts and wiring. Everything you do on a subconscious level is to protect you. It's why we have limiting beliefs. It's why we're so heavily deterred from quitting that job with that stable income and going out and starting our own business. Because we understand that money is survival. We need income to survive, otherwise we can't eat, we have no shelter, and we have no capacity to survive in this world. And so why would you go and quit your job where you have a stable income and your survival is taken care of, you have that peace of mind? When you unpack this, you understand that entrepreneurs are fucking insane. They're irrational, they're delusional. But this is because they have the capacity to control their mind and think from a place of fulfillment and desire and override their natural instinct to survive. And so this is what you need to do. You need to be able to override your natural instinct to survive. Every time you procrastinate, what is your brain actually doing? Unpack this. Think about it from a very logical perspective. When you procrastinate, you know what you need to do in order to achieve this goal that you've set out to achieve. But you still sit there and you don't do the work. Why? Well, it's because your brain knows that doing the work is going to be uncomfortable. And in the age-old days of caveman times, when humans were nothing but a barely conscious being with very little abstract thought or capacity for this, if you felt uncomfortable, it was a sign of danger. Think about this. The first caveman that discovered fire, do you think he sat there and thought, wow, this is the most incredible thing I've seen? Or do you think the heat and the uncomfort and the novelty of this fire made him feel uncomfortable? Think about that and move forward, zoom out and look at the time horizon. Fire is obviously now, it can be a very dangerous thing, but light, warmth, all of these things reap from this thing that was discovered that was once uncomfortable. And your mind is going to test you in these types of scenarios. It is going to lie to you, and you need to call it out on these lies because a lot of the things that we do in order to seek comfort and safety are nothing but a mere illusion. I'm going to use another example, and it's to do with women. I've got two examples for this, and it's because women are just a prime example. They're a beautiful reflection of who you actually are and what's holding you back and what's wrong with you. You see a beautiful woman in the street. You have this natural, intrinsic desire to approach her. We are wired to reproduce and mate with beautiful women, not ugly fat ones. You see this woman, and in your head, you go, oh, I'd love to approach her. You play it out in your mind, you approach her, you have a beautiful conversation, you get her phone number, you take her out on a beautiful day, you fall madly in love and have 10 sons and build an empire with this woman. But why do you not approach her? Because most men don't. Well, it's because you play out this other story in your mind of, what if she rejects me? And what if she doesn't like me? And what if I fumble my words? And all of these things are stories you tell yourself through your own mind, which you do control, in order to protect your own being. But what are you protecting yourself from? Is she gonna pull out a gun and pop you in the head? No. Is she gonna slap you? Maybe if you tell her she has nice tits, unsolicitedly. But very rarely is approaching a woman actually going to damage you and remove you from a place of safety. Yes, it'll feel uncomfortable, which makes it feel unsafe, but is it truly unsafe? Which is precisely what I'm saying here, is that your mind often lies to you. It's like a dishonest child. Did you eat that lolly? Did you steal that lolly from the shop? No, it wasn't me. As he's got sugar all around his mouth and ice cream and donut juice all over his fucking mouth. Your mind is just like a disobedient, inauthentic, lying little child. And how do you train a child to be authentic and honest and tell the truth and do the right thing? You reinforce it when it does the wrong thing. And so when you sit down and you pull up your laptop and you pull out your book because you need to do some work, and your mind goes, I would rather watch an Instagram reel, or I'd rather watch a YouTube video. If it's this video, that's fine. But when your mind tries to get you into a state of procrastination, you need to train it like a disobedient child. You need to force it against every single piece of discomfort you have to go and do what you need to do. And over time, your mind is like a muscle. It will adapt. It's like a big bicep. It's like a quad muscle. It's like a pectoral muscle. Your mind will adapt to new levels of discomfort. And And this is how you achieve new heights and obtain new feats. And there's another really, really valid point that we need to go over here, which is that the universe in itself, and there is another agreement on this, which will be a topic for a separate video, the universe itself operates from a place of equilibrium. The universe, all around us, is always maintaining equilibrium. Let me explain. For every good, there is bad. For every love, there is a heartbreak. For every sunny day, there is a rainy day. Everything always returns to a state of equilibrium. When a human is born, that human eventually dies. Before the human was born, it didn't exist. After it dies, it doesn't exist. The universe returns to equilibrium. When the universe gives you an adversity, a setback, a challenge, it throws something negative your way. Maybe a girl breaks your heart. Maybe she cheats on you. Maybe your business comes crumbling down and you lose everything. This is a negative circumstance. Well, technically everything is neutral in its rawest form, but for the sake of this, we'll say these things are negative because they are often deemed as negative. The universe needs to return to equilibrium, and it can do this in one of two ways. One, you can control your mind and take this thing as a blessing, extract the lessons and develop a stronger character from this setback. Tyson and I built a multi-six-figure a month business. We then pretty much lost it all. You're good to say we lost it all. There are two types of men. One who goes, fuck, this isn't for me. How did I lose everything? What did I do wrong? Or number two, wow, what a blessing. I've been given this beautiful thing. I didn't have the correct identity and the capacity to maintain it. What do I need to improve about myself? Because this thing is a reflection to you in where you're lacking, and it gives you the capacity to control your mind and use this thing as a good thing and a blessing to further propel you into the life you want to create. And so the universe operates in a place of equilibrium. Every single time something negative happens to you, if you react negatively and you allow it to sway you into a place of pain and lack and scarcity, then the universe is going to give you more of that because it needs to maintain and reach equilibrium. But you can cancel this out. It's like a maths equation. How do you cancel out the square root of a number? Well, you divide it by that number. Or you multiply, I don't fucking know. You multiply it by that number. But it needs to maintain equilibrium to get back to its natural raw state. And so when something negative happens, you need to train your mind to flip it into a lesson, a blessing, or a positive, because it's a catalyst that can catapult you into this dream reality you want to create. And so we understand that the universe operates from a place of equilibrium. Negative circumstances coupled with a negative mind is just going to create more of that. It's a negative self-fulfilling cycle. And I want to circle back to this question, and I genuinely want you to sit there and ask yourself, think of all of the times you have allowed your mind to betray you. Whether it be procrastination, eating something you know you shouldn't have eaten, and this is the most common thing. You fundamentally know your life will be better, you will look better, you will feel better, you will operate better if you eat organic food, if you don't eat before 2 p.m, if you don't touch sugar and processed foods, but 99% of the population still do all this bullshit. Why? Because their mind is not even on their own side, it betrays them. And here's the thing. Your mind, and I know Andrew Tate has spoken about this a lot, and I don't want to quote him, but it's 1000% true. Your mind is the only thing you can truly control. You cannot control other people. Sure, you can influence them and dictate them. You cannot control them. You cannot control what the weather is going to do. You can't control if it's going to rain. You can't control if there's going to be an earthquake. You can't control if a fire starts in the middle of the bush. You cannot control any of these things. You can't control if your airline is on time or if the flight's delayed. Sure, you can influence these things to a degree, but you cannot control them. The only thing you can control is something that is linked to your pattern of thought. And so, sure, I can control whether or not I pick this book up. Why? Because it's linked to my mind. My thoughts control my actions. And if we know that we can control our actions through our thoughts, then it's a fundamental truth that the only thing you can control in this life is your mind. If your mind controls you, you are now fundamentally accepting the fact that you have no control over your reality. And if you have no control over your reality, then you're taking your dream life and you're giving it to the universe to operate from a place of chance. Maybe it'll give it to you, but it probably fucking won't if you're not doing the things required to attain it. And so, if your mind is the only thing you can control, and you allow your own mind to betray you on this battlefield of life, you are fucking doomed. And then this comes back to training the muscle. It is like a muscle, it's like a disobedient child, it's like a bicep curl in the gym. You need to become hyper aware, hyper conscious of every single time your mind goes to betray you. When you go to procrastinate, eat something you shouldn't eat, skip the gym, do one less rep in the gym, Never, ever, ever do I go into the gym and I go, cool, I'm gonna do 8 reps, and then I end up doing 7, because it's a mini betrayal of your own mind. And now you're allowing your discomfort and your pain to control the things you do and your actions. And so, one final example, tying back to women again, because they're a beautiful, beautiful reflection of where all your flaws lie. If you cannot control your mind, you can't control your reality. I keep reaffirming this because it's so important. Take a girl, you're madly in love with her. She does everything right, fantastic girl. And then all of a sudden she slips up, she fucks up. She goes out partying, gets super drunk. She's wearing a slutty outfit. Not on my books, not in my world, man. Now, you're madly in love with her, you do not want to leave her. But if you are not willing, ready, and holding the capacity to walk away from that girl, she now controls you, meaning you have no control over your reality. And I can say firsthand, as recently as 3 or 4 days ago, if you are willing to walk away from a girl, no matter how strong the feelings you have for her are, no matter how much you don't want to leave her, if you are genuinely willing to walk away, if she doesn't mold to your reality and fit your frame, if you are not willing to do that, she now controls you, meaning you are not in control of your own mind. You need to control your mind and allow that to control your reality, not allow external influences and factors to control your mind and then ultimately control your reality. And the funny thing about this example is, when I have been willing to walk away from a girl that I genuinely liked, I enjoyed being around her, I didn't want her to exit from my reality, my being. When I was willing to walk away and I said, this is how I operate, this is what I expect. If you can't meet that, that is not a problem. I will miss you. Goodbye. They don't leave. And it's because when you are so firm in your frame, when you are so firm in the reality that you want to uphold and manifest into this physical world, when you are so certain about that, all of a sudden, all the external influences, all the people, all the accolades, all the outcomes, they begin molding to your reality. And this is truly the power that your mind possesses. So my challenge to you today is to go and find something that unsettles you, something that's uncomfortable. Whether it's procrastination, whether it's going to the gym if you don't work out, you fat fuck. Whatever it is, find something that unsettles you and makes you feel uncomfortable. And I want you to use your own mind to mold your reality in real time and change the way you think about that thing. Feel the discomfort. When you feel like your work session is done, sit there for 30 seconds, a minute, feel into that discomfort and tell yourself, I am not done. There is more I have to give, even though it doesn't feel that way. Because these new thoughts may feel uncomfortable, but they won't kill you. And remember, we are wired for survival and we need to override this natural instinct, this natural, intrinsic, innate wiring. So go, I challenge you, find something that unsettles you, find something that's uncomfortable, mold the way your mind thinks in real time, train that muscle like a disobedient child. Do this every day with every piece of discomfort you feel and watch your reality mold to fit your dreams.